So, starting us off with the first activity for what I'll essentially be calling the bookkeeping sessions, because that's what they are. Hello, Snow. Say hi in chat because we can't hear you right now. And, yep. Essentially, now that we have done all of the necessary sessions and prep work for, well, the first arc of Year 4. Oh, hi, Gyan. Sid. We are now going to start with the first of several bookkeeping sessions, as I'm going to call them, with Arleigh Belmont, and her first of a couple chosen activities before we start officially the endgame. To give some context as to how these are formatted, essentially, as Strixhaven is mainly a character-driven story, and the characters right now are given some free time to do some preparations, final adjustments, and whatever they want before the, well, shit hits the fan. We start with Arleigh currently, just chilling, mainly by herself, in the student dormitories, or, well, in their makeshift apartments. These aren't the dormitories anymore. But the one of the few who would arrive would be from the actual dormitory as Arleigh. Sure, let's just start off with you. You're just waiting around, having chats with Bob. So we start with Arleigh having a chat with Bob. Her her neck having to be craned upwards looking at Bob, who has still remained at the apex of the not Christmas tree.
Quiet. As all things should be. The peace is protected.
She's lying on the couch, doesn't need to hurt her neck. As you're currently just patiently waiting for the time to arrive. Despite her being able to turn on her 180-degree neck, yep, that's an image. Hi, dogs. Seems like everyone had plans for today outside the dorms, at least.
And yours?
You're doing chat. Yes, Snow's mic is currently, well, unavailable. Or unpreferable. Vi is going schizo. Bob just asks, and what of you? I'm just waiting for some people. Grandpa and Nora specifically.
I see. Then I will grant you the peace of mind of remaining inanimate.
As Bob very slowly recedes his eyes and string-like mouth back into his bushy body, turning himself into, if not for the mafia clothes and paper hat, a fully normal-seeming bush. Now that's an image. As the image becomes imprinted in your mind, you hear a simple ding-dong or whatever doorbell you have here. Fancy. Your old room didn't have that. As, whoop. Hup. Hup. Must be them. The ding-dong is Reese's Puffs. She opens it. As you open it, the first thing you see is a big wall of fur, as nose planted at the door is a familiar sight for you. Come here! Woof! As, well, leaning from behind them are the people you actually expected to come here and just, well, to see the very, well, much, well, let's say greasier, as, well, replacing the work of a dean has certainly done a bit on his complexion. Denzel Belmont, acting, well, replacement dean for Tullus during your final year, as well as slowly from behind him, a very, well, a very, a much calmer and much more youthful looking face, Nora An Wu. As Gungnir is just squeezing through the door frame to eventually to the other side, as he surrounds you, having gotten a sniff and recognizing the familiarity from your couple visits, and probably a few more off-screen visits we just didn't show in session. Because who would want to be away from that boy? Hello. It's Nora. Wow. Oh, Gungnir. Hello there. Glad to see your grandpa bringing you here. Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Nora. Hello, Arleigh. It's good to see you. Doing well, I see. As both of them currently take in the look of, well, where you currently reside and being quite impressed with the spaciousness of the place. Wow. Well, you certainly got a much bigger room. Or is this just the lobby? You look tired. Well, it's true that I am no spry chicken. The acting duties of a replacement dean is also, well, something that influences that. Otherwise, I would be looking quite dapper to meet you here. Luckily, our schedules match for this one moment. Or, well, even if it didn't, I would make some, due to the nature of the circumstance. But, well, let's sit down. Or, well, snuggle up in the case of, well, our big friend here. And, well, Gungnir just goes over here, finds a spot in the carpet, and dog naps. Well, luckily, given your grandfather, we were finding clearance to actually visit you guys was easy enough. Well, the lobby's just there. Bob is too, just up that tree. Bob? Denzel looks around. Oh! Nora waves to the top of the tree. Denzel, not having seen Bob before, just refers to who this friend might be. Up the tree, does not spot anything other than clothed bushes. The shrub with a paper hat. Oh. Well, hello to you too, Bob. Bob remains inanimate. Hi. As you three just follow along. He'll probably just be inanimate to give us privacy. Probably. Nora looks up again. I appreciate the politeness. Huh. Well, you certainly have some strange... Well, peculiar is more the word, friends. But who am I to judge, though? This university's full of peculiar sights. Ooh, these seats look good. I wonder who does the upholstery. Okay, question. Ask. Would Grandpa know of Nora and Arleigh's relationship by now, or was he too busy being an acting dean to be fully caught up? Well, Sure, give me an insight to see if he's picked up on it, or if he just did not know at all. Acting dean. Well, the other one kinda did die temporarily, so they're doing the best they can. Insight go burr. Do I? Yeah, I do. Wait, what's this thing? Oh, okay, that. Okay, so, well, right now, it doesn't seem like he notices enough to comment on it. You're not sure if he actually knows or if he's just keeping up a complexion. But given how he just referred to Bob as one of your peculiar friends, you kind of get the feeling that he doesn't know a lot, if any. Considering, well, these two haven't really joined you in the same room, ever. As he's mostly been acting as professor, rather than walking around campus getting to know you. As Nora probably takes a seat, you go somewhere, and Denzel takes another. You can start the conversation. Gungnir just... Oh, I died. Hold on. Holding. PH Wi-Fi moments. Okay, did you hear what I said? Nope. Okay, essentially, well, the two just sit down, look around, comment on the general look of the place, say that it's pretty nice, and... Well, did you get what I said about Denzel? About answering your other question, or did you not hear that too? It was choppy, so not really. Well, essentially, you get the feeling whether or not he actually knows. It's more likely on the not knowing side, given that he comments mostly on your friends, and that, well, he's been mainly busy doing professorly duties rather than getting to know students like you. So you're kinda getting the hint that it's more on the not knowing side. How much he doesn't know? Well, you can't really put for certain. As well, you see that they probably introduced themselves to each other before already, but now that you're in the room, both of them are just kind of like looking to you since, well, you're the one who invited them here. Naruhodo. Adds that to the tab of letting Grandpa know. Yep. And basically, well, you invited them over. Any first thing you want to say to them? Well, how have you guys been doing lately? Sorry I couldn't really visit you guys from time to time. You probably already know why. Oh, microphone. Well, Nora answers first. Well, it's been mainly work for me. Ever since graduating, since I decided to stay, well, on campus at all, working mainly for the dormitories. as an actual officially registered employee now rather than, well, just a student. So I've mainly been, well, the work's been the same, but it's applying for, like, actual, like, non-student work. And, well, ever since then, there's also just been me handling a bit of my microphone, yep. It's also just been me handling a bit of, well, off-campus stuff. Since, well, I'm making a bit more money now as an official employee rather than just a part-time student, I get to send some back to the family back at home, and, well, they're clearly, well, they're definitely getting help by that, which is very nice. As, well, I think I've said before that Nora has two brothers? Two younger brothers, I think he says. She said before, and, like, oh my god, was that, like, the second year? God. And, well, ideally, with it, we're hoping to actually send the older one here too. It should be around that time. And, yeah, it kind of just makes me feel proud to be able to do that. Nora's been officially working for the dormitories now and sending some of the money back home to probably get one of her brothers enrolled. Though, there is the recent concern. Holy shit, Wi-Fi. Sid, are you here listening to us? Because Snow might need a translator for that Wi-Fi. Oh. I don't know how much Snow is hearing from what I'm saying. I guess just transcript what I'm saying. Nope, I'm not letting... Okay. Nora's basically saying that she's now, well, officially employed as not just a part-time student anymore, so she's fully working for the dormitories right now. And given that increased pay situation, she's been sending some money back home to her, well, two younger brothers. And, well, the family is apparently hoping to get, well, the older one enrolled in Strixhaven. When she says working on off-campus stuff. Oh. Girl got that budget. Yep. Nora was indeed poor. That was a big character arc during the first year. And, well, Denzel answers. Well, handling the faculty mainly. As, well, active representative of Dean Tullis right now, the Order faculty currently runs with me and Professor Medea. If you remember Ozzy's teacher character from last year. It's been, I'll admit, a rough time for the Lorehold faculty right now. With, well, me as acting dean and the other dean right now being, well, not the most receptive all the time to managerial work, looking at Llama. A lot of it has been on our side to deal with. Dean Tullis' condition has improved, but for the sake of her safety and some other details, those of which being given it was what I told you about what happened to Dean Tullis and the curse and all last session, have been, well, something we have been investigating. If you're indeed working for, well, helping with the Dragon's Guard and, from what I believe to be Viola, Bleoplex director, then you may already know why. Or what. I actually am planning to visit on the Dean too, before me and the others go do what you need to do. Nora asks. You're really settled on that? It's... well, not that I doubt that all of you can handle any danger thrown at you at this point with what you've all been through, but... this one sounds, particularly... She hesitates on the last word, but, well, given the nature of your mission, you can probably infer that she meant to say deadly. Denzel just nods, aware of the situation. There's not much we can do about it as faculty, unfortunately. Yeah, it was hard to consider, but we're really the only ones who've been stopping their attacks. And it's not just to stop them, it's to save a friend too. Nora puts a hand on your shoulder, smiling, knowing that, well, that's Arleigh. You always care the best for your friends. I understand, she says, as she gives you a warming smile, then, well, notices the other person in the room and just keeps it at that. I am kinda their healer. But yeah, those guys and you and the others, those guys and you and the others, were always people I put first in my priorities. I guess it's just natural to me. I knew you'd say that. That's why I'm not here to actually tell you no. Instead, I thought you might be, well, able to put some use for this on your journey, as she actually brings something out of her pack to presumably give you to help with that. As since you chose to invite them over, Nora has something to give you for your journey. Oh, Nora presents what I will describe as a very average-looking Prismari designed, well, just vase. Like flower pot sized vase. And I say very average designed as a compliment, considering how she started, well, with what you've seen from what her creations were at the start, is an improvement. Going from, well, those misshapen blobs to a regular pot? Well, she certainly progressed. She got that character development. Trans women are bad at pottery, according to Strixhaven apparently. That's the moral lesson here. And, well, Nora comments, well, apart from this, time to change that. Well, it looks simple at first, but, well, apart from putting the effort to make it, it's actually an unused stage prop. Yeah, let's call it that. That, well, I think might actually be able to be put to use by you guys, considering how creative you are. And skill issue, am I right? Essentially, Nora goes to explain a magical property of this, well, pot. It's barely the size of, well, it's essentially the size of a larger pencil vase, like pencil holder, the things you put on your desk. It is less fragile as you hold it. It seems to be made less of ceramic and more like hardened glass crystal, presumably made from, well, manipulating a special prismatic crystal with a glass-like texture under, well, heat and cold for temperature in terms of how it's made. As a prismari yourself, you're familiar with the design process. But as you peer closer into it in the slightly translucent parts, you can see swirling around the interior of the vase a very, well, through the translucent exterior, barely making it out, a swirling, almost cloud of smoke. As she explains, this is a prop normally used for, well, stage setting. In plays done by Prismari, specifically those who act in plays, it's a quick, magical solution to rearranging some actors to move around quickly in a scene by, well, dropping off this fog and allowing everyone to quickly reposition themselves in a instant moment. It's a magic smoke bomb. Mechanically, it functions as a single-use spell scroll that, where is it? Let me find it. Has the spell... Okay, let me find my channel. That essentially contains the spell Scatter at a limited capacity. It's... You can... Jar of Repositioning. I guess I should... Yep. Okay. Can I... Oh, it's Xanathar's. Well, you have the link. Essentially, Scatter is a spell that allows you to target, well, allies and enemies, but in this restricted case only affects allies, and does what Nora essentially said, as you drop essentially a field of smoke on the field, and it allows you to reposition certain, well, allies. It's a tactical reposition. It's something that's normally used as a stage prop to reset actors where they're positioned and make them not need to have to run across the stage for a scene, but she thinks that might be something that proves useful on your journey. 5 creatures of your choice? So it's limited in not being able to affect enemies, and its range in terms of how far you can teleport each other is halved. But that's still 5 allies teleport anywhere within 60 feet of you. It's a single-use item, so hold on to it. Wow. Yeah, this could definitely help the others if we're stuck in a bind. I thought as much. You guys will definitely make better use of it than just, well, having it sit forever in a storage container somewhere in Prismari. Who even knows if someone would ever, well, use it. So, well, I thought I could at least contribute to your efforts with this. Oh, and, I don't mind if you have to shatter it in the heat of the moment, actually. Pouring the smoke out works just as well, but, well, if things are hectic, you can just, well, throw it down. She says, somewhat defeatedly, with still a look of embarrassment on her creation. Still something that she's not fully proud of, but appreciative enough. So, like, if you need to break it in case of emergency, it's fine. Bye, Sid. Oh, I can't just break it. I'll warn Sinetis on that definitely. You put so much effort into this. But if it is necessary, let's just hope you don't need to. I'm glad, Nora says with a smile. Huh. Denzel kind of just coughs here on the side. Well, now I wish I was that thoughtful. You two seem close. Aha, aha. Thanks for taking care of my Arleigh, Nora. No problem, sir. Nudge, nudge. Oh, well, looks to Nora. Nora just has a knowing smile. Right, I don't think I cut you up on that yet. Caught up? Nora's not just my friend. Denzel just kind of like squints his eyes, ponders the question for a moment, takes 3, 2, 1, and then light bulb. Oh! Oh. Ah, I see. Well then. Well, that certainly explains it. Pat pat to the grandpa. Well, I'll be. I didn't think you actually had it in you this young. When I was your age, I still had to wait a couple years before I got my first legitimate one. Legitimate. To be young and, well, to be youthful. It's not just vassal, also legitimate? Well, long stories. Hey, maybe I'll write you. If you want to ask, I'll write you them, but, well. Bro's just a Jose Rizal. No, literally, he travels around the world and picks someone up every place he drops off at. Save me some of the details. Literally, just look at Jose Rizal. Stay pure, young one. He's a Rizal. Anyways, stay pure. Anyways, yes, well, I've certainly heard of your plans for adventure, and actually hope to come here to give you a bit of advice as a far traveler myself. Are you sure you're set for this journey and everything? Denzel asks. I am. Well, we are. Before we do that, we all agreed to tie up some loose ends we can sort out within the year. So I asked if you guys are free so we can just catch up on each other. A wise choice. Definitely would have regretted just seeing you off without saying, well, something. So, yeah. Doesn't mean it isn't scary, though. Nora just pats you. Oh. There's something I have actually been meaning to ask as well, since we're here. Can I see... well, the book I lent you? I've been doing some, well, more looking into what it truly is, and how it links to our current circumstances, actually. She does. As you hand over your book, Denzel looks to inspect it. His eyes scan the pages, or rather, the blanks of some of the pages, intently, almost as if he's checking to see the things he studied or to be true. I've told you before already that this book was granted to me as, well, a parting gift with a with a foreign sage linked to upholding the will of the oracles. What I didn't study in my youth was its specific properties that you came to unlock here. She was the first to get bitches in the party. He takes up a monocle to it and scans the page. You've certainly been able to tap into its potential, but from what I can tell, not fully the depths of its power. Well, perhaps it was never meant to even be used by you, after all. So that part makes sense. Though, given my prior study of this, I think I might be able to help you utilize this more. If you're willing to, well, hear me out on a bit of a lecture. He can buff your book. Let's call it making up for not being as thoughtful as Nora here. Oh? Well, the book has done some unexpected things that I didn't expect. That's why they call them unexpected. So I think it's best to know about it now. Here. Your attunement to the book isn't fully connected yet. While you are able to receive the visions it grants, from what I can tell, you've been receiving them quite infrequently, correct? And by that he means like only once a day. The oracles, as he starts to give a lecture, are blessed with a divine power. As, well, one would expect from their name, they have an uncanny ability to see beyond time. If our current perceptions of the world are limited to, well, 3 dimensions, we could call the oracles as seers who can peer through the 4th barrier of the world, that being time. As I'm sure you have already discovered, this is highly likely due to their connection with the primordial beings, the celestial archaics, who transcend time itself and are beings of origin. One could also, well, theorize
that due to being creatures born since the start of time itself as we perceive it, the archaics in existence also bear the essence of oracles not yet born, or those not yet ascended. And as much as they are, well, representatives of the present, being the current oracle, the past of the bodies of the archaics, one could also deem their powers of the future to be, well, insightful. A common perception of them is that they speak in vague tones, riddles, puzzles, never saying anything explicit out of a natural cautiousness to avoid what one can only describe as a paradox. And these abilities, through time, through sages, disciples, have been learned, passed on, and utilized in their own way. Where did you think divination magic comes from? He mentions the school of magic as a whole. Part of that is this. And, well, essentially tells you to tap further into the book. Assuming you concentrate on it. Assuming you concentrate on it, it grants you the ability to unlock, well, a boosted effect of the book. Do you take it? I don't know why you wouldn't. Ooh. Yes. As he helps you understand, well, the nature of this divination power granted in this item you hold, he allows you further insight and, well, grants you the ability to see more from your pages, changing your book's recharge from a long rest to a short rest. Did you get that? Well, hopefully, this might help you on your journey. Use it to stay safe. Stay clear of anything that would do you harm, or as much as you can at least. The power of the oracles protect us in many ways, as if the limbs of the archaics themselves number in the hundreds rather than just their 6. But instead, take the form in more incorporeal matters. And the theory would suggest this one may be one of them. Perhaps one of them has taken a fond kindness to you, after all. But that's history. As both of them have granted, well, their aid for you in the coming trials. So you can just edit your item to change long rest to short rest, as it now recharges faster. Or at least more often. Nice. For purposes of how that works, if you short rest while you still have it, it doesn't use it. You essentially only recharge it once you've used it up. So it'll essentially act the same until you use it up. That's how it would work. You know, you say you haven't been as thoughtful, but you gave me this book right as I told the family I'll enroll here. You've already been helping me way before Grandpa, even now. You're too kind, kid. Come here.
as the three of you, as Nora gets invited to group hug. With Gungnir 2 for real, yep, I was also gonna say Gungnir stands up and puts a nose in the group hug because it's huge. Especially for Arleigh. As they hug you quite warmly, Denzel only says, how much you've grown. You've grown up well, kid. Not even a kid anymore. Go get him. And we'll be with you, well, in everything. Even if we're not gonna be there, well, you'll have our support. I'll try my best. My very best. Like no... to help my friends deal with the final step and bring them all back. As safely as possible. With a determined look, Arleigh knows her mission. And has the support of, well, her closest family. And, well, Nora Anwu. Also Gungnir's there. You fuckers better not die. And she looks into the camera. Ba-bam-bam! Anyways, well, that's all I had for them. Anything you want to talk about there? And anything else you want to talk about in character? Or shall that be all? We've gone for about 50 minutes now. Sure, why not? Arleigh asked Grandpa how her family has been doing. They're doing fine, kid. They're doing fine. Well, to be honest, well, most of your family is really not involved in all this as well. Though, well, some of the business, as, well, your aunt has it, has been still keeping on. Prismari still maintains contact with them, and and, well, their life has been peaceful. Considering where you grew up in, not a lot happens in a lot of years even away from that place. You have good hope that with, well, what Denzel says about them, that, well, quiet means they're doing good. Just calmly living there up in the trees, as apparently you guys have. And, well, being happy that you're here, that you can fulfill your dreams. Though, well, I may have neglected to tell them all of what's been happening here out of, well, worrying your mom and dad at all. I don't want to hear them scream at me through a letter, but I'll get to it. I'll probably get to it now. Oh wow. Should I include her? He points to Nora in updating your mom and pop. Well, we need to tell them eventually. I'm sure they'll have the same reaction you have when they realize I have a girlfriend. I'm definitely getting an earful from mom. uh, I'll make I'll make the letter a howler then. One of those letters that sends you an actual voice message. And well, with that being said, is that all? Snow? Hmm. You know what? Shh, Gungnir, quiet. Dogs! Loud dogs. Oh my god, there's a lot of them outside. There's a puppy now too? What? Where did that one come from? Fuck it. Arleigh will ask Nora if they can hang out together just one last time by themselves before the day ends. I'd be happy to. Sure. Let's go. Oh. Well then. I'll let you do that. To be young. You have my blessing, Arleigh. Just, well, you know, be careful and not to rush things too much, you know. As much as I would love to be your role model in all things, that part, well, is, well, just... Gungnir just nudges him with a nose and, hey, boy, I wasn't done talking. I'll feel for the rescue if you need. Gungnir, watch over him, please. And, well, you two just go out together and you do that. I can essentially allow you to, well, say whatever you want happens, happens. I wonder if she could grab a potion. Something to consider. Well, whatever you decide, it can happen, probably. As you two, well, go to head outside the dorms, probably will grab one. And I guess... a date with human Arleigh. Seeing as that's gonna be much longer in actual time than something we can probably afford now, the two walk off into the sunset, if it is a sunset right now at this current time, and they go do that. As this marks this one's conclusion. Alright. Goodbye. What happens is up to the other's intuition. Well, the last time that happened, we faded to black in the corridor, so yeah. Whatever happens is, well, not for me to decide. Goodbye.